Hi everyone, it's Adrienne Leah. This is going to be a quick video. I love how Lavender Moon uh, mentions that the energetic field can be compared to physiology and how sickness is similar to how our environment is, how it could be inflamed. So I'm taking some time to heal my space and myself. So I'll be doing more videos on more decks and my deck, and this is going to be a show and tell video of some things that I've received. So I received my the Mythic Tarot from Mary Grace. Thank you so much. The bag actually came with the deck, but I put my Osho Zen in there because my Osho Zen has been in a plastic bag for a while, and I felt like this bag suited the deck. So this is my Osho Zen in here. This is the workbook. This is my first tarot workbook. I'm really excited, and I love the card that's on here. It's the Empress card. If you guys have been watching me for a while, you may know that I did have the Mythic Tarot before, but I missed it because I was clearing the decks that I wasn't using, and I remember the Mythic Tarot was one of my most used, one of the decks that I connected to the most out of the decks that I've had. And at that time I was working with the Mythic Tarot, the same edition, and the Lioness Oracle Tarot, which is more abstract. I tend to go for those, but when I got the Mythic Tarot the first time, and even now, I felt the warm energy of it, especially from the Empress card. The Empress card it felt like it was such a warm, nurturing card, is what I remember distinctively about it. I also love the book that I came with, but I didn't have the book. Well, I had it in the beginning, and then I took it on one of my jobs when I was a caregiver, and I forgot about it when I was at one of the places I was at. So I'm so happy to have both of these and the deck back in my life. This one is the first edition of the Circle of Life Tarot. I actually had this deck before too. This is the last gift that I got from my dad, and I just made this bag today using scrap yarn. I love how it turned out. This part reminds me of a stem, and it opens up like this. So I didn't have this edition before. When the mass-produced Circle of Life Tarot first came out, I got that, but the cards were so large, trimming it wasn't going to do the cards, it wasn't going to make it better for me, because the way that the cards were written with the numbers and the name of the cards, it was intruding on the picture border, so it was indented with the number and in the words. So I didn't like that, and so I didn't use that deck for those two reasons. This is an amazing cardstock. I'm going to do more videos on these decks too, because I felt an instant connection. I've been practicing more mindfulness in different areas of my life, and one of the areas is tarot. So I'm not investing in decks that I'm going to like for a short period of time and then not use them. I want to have a deep connection with it. Sometimes it's more of a spontaneous connection, but I am more mindful about what I'm consuming. So the size is amazing. It's actually what I wanted as for the round size, and I don't mind the borders because my middle name is Regina and it's on the queen cards, so it doesn't matter to me. And also, if a border suits the deck, I like it. Sometimes it makes the images more subdued, because I have said in the past that I like color, but I don't necessarily like bright colors. And with the cardstock, it's definitely more smooth. And this feels more dreamlike. When I'm interpreting the cards, it is more, the meaning of it's there, but it's also more abstract. I've been saying that for this video, but it doesn't stray away from the Rider-Waite-Smith system, but it does have a twist on it, which is the type of, which are decks that I typically like. I'm going to definitely do more videos on this deck because I don't usually see this edition. And I love, especially with the sword suit, that it's enhanced with the fire element too. Because depending on the deck, sometimes it's interchanged with the fire and air. But those elements really go hand in hand, and they really complement each other. But this video isn't going to be talking too much about the decks and doing workings with the deck, again, because it's part of the healing process, and also because I have other errands to do for the next couple of days. And I keep saying that I know that I'm a deck creator now, but I love that I can learn from other decks too. I love looking at the cards and studying them, putting my interpretations into them, and seeing how I interact. Looking at the other artists' visions. And this deck was one that I waited for too. Not only because it was more of a spaced out time, because I was disappointed in the size of the other deck and that I couldn't trim it the way that I felt like it would better suit me. But this deck was also, it came up at the right time, and I love it. because with this deck I feel like I get a lot of dream work out of it, and I also feel like it is a wilder connection to the Fae. I did make a comparison energetically to the Victorian Fairy Tarot, which I did trade off because the images weren't wild enough for me, but it did have a certain energy that I feel like isn't the same as this, but it reminds me of warmth and gold, and those are it's one of the adjectives that I have been using for this video. So thank you guys so much for listening to my ramble. Thank you so much, Mary Grace, for your package. I'll see you guys in another video. Bye.